those people who identify themselves as vampires face when seeking counseling. Now, I know it's hard to keep an open mind when it involves a self-identified vampire, but that's something you have to do if you're a doctor, if you're a counselor or a social worker. Williams and Emily Pryor of the Center of Positive Sexuality in Los Angeles interviewed self-identified vampires and pulled them from previous research on the alternative identity group for the study. Some of the individuals wear specific clothing, wear fangs, and sleep in coffins. There's also a spiritual aspect to this practice, with some belonging to something they call the Vampire Church. The Vampire Church. There also needs to be a distinction in regards to lifestyle and real vampires, the latter of which needs to feed using a consenting donor. Some, however, of these vampires really do drink blood in order to get energy. However, they get consent from a person they drink from. It's unbelievable, but true. But see, is this a product of social engineering? I mean, here we are discussing the apocalypse. And this is a pretty bad case of social engineering. I mean, we have been subjected to many television shows and movies that have romanticized vampires. We've got True Blood, Twilight. I mean, that's predictive programming. I mean, we've seen predictive programming that seems to be working as, well, young people and adults, they need counseling now because they think they're vampires. 30% identify as vampires. And don't ask me about vampire marriages. They want equal time. Somebody wants equal time, I tell you. Vampires. And you know, it could be because people are just so into this whole idea of being some pariah that is misunderstood, so they want to be a vampire, or they identify as a vampire. Predictive programming, when presented, has always force-structured many aspects of our life. Many television shows and movies have approximated certain aspects of the future, and the running theme since the turn of the new century has been a constant bombardment of vampire shows, zombie shows, apocalyptic shows, Jericho, Revolution. Some of them have predicted these events, and they all happen too quick. Really quick, as a matter of fact. Remember back in March this year, the USA Network premiered a miniseries called Dig. The television show is purely a foreshadowing or a bit of revelation of the method with regard to the significance of the Dome of the Rock in a 2,000-year conspiracy that included the raising of the red heifer and the building of the third temple, signaling the beginning of the world apocalypse. During the time the television show aired, we here at Ground Zero did a follow-up report on what was revealed on our Halloween show during the seance conducted by then-producer Tracy Twyman. During the seance, there were many things that were said about the future. Twyman had indicated the spirits had spoken about a gathering and possible event that would happen at a place called Axis Mundi. Now, Axis Mundi is basically a designated place. Anciently, they call it Axis Mundi, where people believe that there was this pole that would separate the sky from the earth. What it usually does is it expresses a point of connection where all four of the compass directions meet. And at this point, travel, correspondence, it's all made between higher and lower realms. It's like you go there and you can pray, you can talk to God, you can talk to your loved ones, your dead loved ones. Well, the Axis Mundi term can apply to many places on the planet. For Judaism, Axis Mundi is the Temple Mount, and then there's Mount Sinai. Christianity has the Mount of Olives. There's Calvary. Islam has Kaaba in Mecca. And to be the first building on earth, there's the Temple Mount, the Dome of the Rock. Well, guess what? The Dome of the Rock, of course, is shared as an Axis Mundi by Christians and Muslims. The Wailing Wall is out there. It's basically the same area. The Dome is the crossroads for all three Abrahamic faiths. It's a symbol. It just originates in a natural and university. It's nice in a nice area right there, Hebron Valley. Psychological perception there that this is the crossroads of all things. It's the Axis Mundi, right? And a large number of Christian fundamentalists have marked this spot with importance. According to a popular dispensationalist view, Jesus Christ will return to earth to do battle, the plain of Armageddon, and triumph over the Antichrist only after the building of the third temple. That's what Dig was about, building the third temple. The cornerstones for the third temple to be built in Jerusalem was to sprinkle the ashes of a red heifer on them. Numbers chapter 19 talks of it. To speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring thee a red heifer without spot, wherein is no blemish, and upon which never came yoke. The Temple Institute of Jerusalem, and this was just recently published, the Temple Institute in Jerusalem believes that they have an important mission, and that is to accomplish everything necessary to supply and build a third temple for the Jewish people. Its leader, Rabbi Yehuda Glick, has said that they have everything, meaning all utensils, tools, vestments, and rabbis that are trained and waiting the permission to build and do the construction to assemble that which is already waiting to be built on the foundation and the cornerstone. This said it would only take a few minutes. On their site's Facebook page, you can see that they are now attempting at a major announcement that will happen in July. Speculation is that the announcement will be the construction of the third temple will be over. I'm sure with so much apocalyptic anticipation, people have to wonder, is this it? Is this it? Another big sign that this may be it. September is also coming. You know what's going on in September? Well, the fourth tetrad moon, blood moon. It's going to happen on September 28th, which coincidentally the Pope will be in the United States to speak with the President and with Congress on that day.
Todo eso, que religión es una porquería, todo lo religioso es mentira, es fraude.
Happy Families, I don't know, some family organization. Meanwhile, by some weird coincidence,